Yo, what is up guys? So we got something pretty interesting, utilizing something that I thought was really cool back in the day. This was something that was old school, it was never really good, let's be honest here, but I built it and I thought it was really cool when I was a younger Yu-Gi-Oh player. But this is a Armed Samurai Ben K deck, and basically, if you guys don't know what he does, he's able to equip cards and gain additional attacks per extra card. But the thing is, this guy already quits out on him, and that's because he can actually attack 5 times. So however many equips are equipped to him, plus 1, because it's an additional 1 attack during each battle phase. And he's got 5,000 attack, and he can attack 5 times. So basically, he's going to be one-shotting everything. Now, as you guys see over here, we don't really have any link incorporations yet, but we're going to definitely see it. And that is all due to the new Noble Knight card that actually allows you to special summon him, because at the moment we just have reinforcement of the army, but when you have a lot of these other cards, you're going to be able to just go ahead and make him via the effects of just getting out the new Noble Knight Link monster. And it actually works really well with the deck, because the new Noble Knight Link monster is able to send equip cards from your deck to the graveyard to special summon a warrior monster whose level equals the number of cards sent to the graveyard to activate this effect. So that's really cool. You just send 4. Obviously, it doesn't really matter what you're sending, because it's not like you're going to be adding them back. We'll get into the deck profile in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys some of the replays here. I mean, it's mostly the same thing. Although this was a video that I uploaded a while back, a lot of you guys really liked, because I think a lot of us actually built this. There is also an older card. This is more for like old school Yu-Gi-Oh players. Mataza the Zapper, that had like 2 attacks, and this is, again, we're talking old school Yu-Gi-Oh. United We Stand, a lot of these cards, Mage Power, just some of these more classic cards. And again, you can attack 3 times. We didn't even need these other cards. These are just extra cards just to go ahead and bust out the new Noble Knight monster. And it's pretty much, like I said, it's going to be the same bread and butter stuff. But I like it, though, because I feel like this is a good use of Link monsters, because a lot of people I've seen in a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion videos complain about links ruining the game. Now, I mean, this is a cheesy deck at the end of the day. Like, I'll definitely admit that this deck is not supposed to be meta or anything like that. It's just something kind of fun, and again, it's an old school combo that people used to use. And I have seen this a lot on a lot of different Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. But the thing is that it's kind of a good way of utilizing the whole link mechanic for a cheesy deck that was once really popular by a lot of people. It wasn't like, again, good or anything, but I think a lot of people, when they were younger, they looked at the card and they're like, wow, dude, that's so crazy. And it's the same thing with Mage Power. This was a card I've seen a lot of younger Yu-Gi-Oh! Players use this is back a long time ago. It just, I don't know for what reason, equip cards, they just used to attract people, myself included. I used to run Axe of Despair in like every deck. I was like, oh my gosh, this card is amazing. It does so much extra damage. You could just normal summon things and you would be able to get over tributed summon monsters. Back in the day, for those of you guys that don't know, Jinzo was actually like a pretty big threat. So having some equip cards, it was viable back in the day. What's funny with this guy over here, the zombie player, he ends up going for a Beals in defense mode, but that doesn't matter when this card can attack multiple times, and this card is kind of an attack position over here. This is going to be the last replay over here, and then I'll give you guys a deck profile for those of you guys that are maybe interested in trying out this. It's just kind of a classic old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Mechanic that really just gets a lot of consistency with links. I mean, in here we're just running the Noble Knight. Again, this is a cheesy deck. It's just, again, for some of you nostalgic players that really just kind of miss these kind of really lame OTKs. I mean, at the end of the day, I like it. So I wanted to showcase it with you guys, courtesy of Ploxy YGO. Shoutouts to you, man. But for those of you guys that want to build the deck, again, it's not meant to be like meta at all. Zombie windups now. That might be onto something. Oh, that's Noble Knight Lock. That's the wrong one. But we're here for the Ben K. Wait, where the heck is Ben? Oh, no, that's BES. Where is the One Punch Ben? Did I not save it in the right spot? Link Ben K is what I called it. All right, here we go. Shoutouts again to Ploxy YGO. Cool stuff indeed, man. So pretty much the whole deck is a bunch of cards that let you just get out Ben K plus, of course. Triple copies of Ben K, 3 copies of Marauding Captain. We have 3 copies of Junk Forward, 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Pot of Desires. I actually recommend just maxing out on these, honestly. There's only 1 copy of Reading, because if you could play more, I don't think it's bad. I think that there are other options. This one could technically RNG you and just not get a card. I think there are much better options because it just requires warrior monsters. You can run cards like Photon Thrasher that will just give you the monster. Anyways, I guess the whole idea is to run into a Ben K here with this perhaps, but I think a lot of people just call for it anyways. That's why I personally, I don't know. It's a cheesy deck at the end of the day, but I just don't know if I would include reasoning in it, but it was in the original deck. Next up, we have double copies of Localized Tornade. So this lets you bounce back everything. I think since it's a cheesy deck, I would honestly just run 3 copies of it. Then we got 3 copies of Into the Void. We got 1 copy of No More Arms Gallatin. And we have 2 copies of Fusion Sword Marasama Blade. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, which actually I think is kind of an important card. It's not like you're going to run into like Mirror Forces too often, but I just feel like if you're going to be able to attack, multiple times anyways, I feel like the amount of extra damage you get with Axe of Despair is not that great. Axe of Despair technically has another effect where you can tribute a monster, but it's very, very irrelevant in this deck, I would say. You're not going to have anything to tribute because you're probably going to be losing if this effect does not go through of you being able to attack a bunch of times. I just think Fusion Sword Marasama Blade is not that bad at just maxing that one out. And next up, we have 2 copies of Lightning Blade for some extra stats, and then we got United We Stand, although, I mean, it's basically 1600 because it's each monster you control, including the monster itself. Definitely a great card. This card actually for a long time was actually at 1. This is an old school like variant of a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I don't know if Mage Power is actually on the bench. I actually want to do some like legacy stuff and talk about more about it. But anyways, next up we have 2 copies of Big Bang Shot. So it allows you to do piercing just in case something is in defense position. This is all you need. Just because if you can attack multiple times, it's kind of irrelevant. Most face-down monsters, no one really sets things anyways, but in the off chance you need it, I mean, it technically is there. It's a card I have not even seen before, the Psychic Blade. Pay life points in multiple of 100, max 2,000. Equip this card to the monster gains that much attack and defense. You only activate 1 Psychic. Oh, I've never even heard of this card. That's cool. Didn't even see the replay. Next up, we have Mask of Brutality. So it gains 1,000 attack and loses 1,000 defense, but don't worry about that. You lose 1,000 life points during each time phase, but this deck, again, it's like all in. Next up, we have 3 copies of Mage Power, 1 copy of Shooting Star Bow Seal. So just in case your opponent is playing something where like it cannot be destroyed by battle and is in defense position, and you just don't have the Big Bang Shot, you're able to use Shooting Star Bow Seal. It reduces the attack by 1,000, but it can attack directly. But you still get that additional attack because it still technically is an equip card. Well, dude, we going back into like Eternal Duel Assault with Malevolent Nuzzler over here. So we gain 700 attack, and then when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points to place it on the top of your deck, which it was an effect I actually did use back in the day. Same thing with the Axe of Despair. A lot of these effects are kind of like outdated. This is again more classic legacy a play style that I have. I don't know why. It just, like I said, I played the deck. I know a lot of younger players played this deck as well. It's just kind of cool that he's able to keep on attacking and get extra attacks for it. Again, this is just old school legacy stuff. And then, of course, the new Noble Knight Link monster. Technically, it does have another effect that I will go over. But when it's Link Summon, you add a warrior monster from your deck to your hand, but you cannot normal summon or set or spell summon or activate the effects of monsters with that name for the rest of this turn. So basically, you're going to be getting one of these and you can't do anything with it. The other effect, which is the main effect of it, is that you can send any number of equipped spells with different names from your deck to the graveyard to spell summon 1 warrior monster from your deck whose level equals the number of cards sent to the graveyard to activate this effect. You can only use each effect of it once per turn, but pretty much, I mean, as you guys have seen from the replays, it basically just auto wins. Now, as far as suggestions for you guys in improving the deck, obviously you might as well max out Link monsters with some other obscure cards. You never know when your opponent is going to be giving you just some monsters, so you can utilize it for links. Sometimes people leave you with a Grinder Golem, so I mean you can technically buff up Grinder Golem. I think Localized Tornade is a really good card in this deck. I might even bump it up to 3. Like I mentioned before with Reasoning, I guess theoretically the goal is to hit Ben K, but like I said, a lot of people hit 4 anyways, they just call that out. Although if you get another monster and you get like one of these, which is a level 3, it can still be okay because at the end of the day you have that potential to just go ahead and make this, which will then get you this anyways. Pretty much just a bunch of cards, just get out Ben K and of course Ben K itself. If there's any other ways to make it more viable, I would love to know in the comment section below. But again, this is a cheesy deck at the end of the day. It's not supposed to be meta for those of you guys that are interested in trying the deck out and having some fun. It's just a fun deck that links really helped this out, because I remember playing this with like dualities and stuff. I mean, heck, you can even play Pot of Duality if you didn't want to play like links, but obviously links make it so much better. Again, this is like a video that it's kind of just for some of the players that are really like niche anyways, that enjoy this kind of fun stuff. But anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts, and if you have any improvements for it, let me know in the comment section below. But have some fun with this deck, guys. Again, this is a legacy deck anyways, I've mentioned it several times, but hopefully you guys enjoyed some of these more classic Yu-Gi-Oh like decks that incorporate links in this stage. And shoutouts again to Ploxy. Appreciate the replay as well as the deck profile, homie. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the vid, drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more Yu-Gi-Oh content.